The 2015 GMC Acadia is quite capable and appealing, so let's go ahead and check it out. Now essentially the GMC Acadia was last heavily updated in 2013, and what they did in 2013 is they introduced some new taillight designs, new headlight designs as well, some LED daytime running lights for a much more premium look, and then they also redid the interior that was very much needed and added higher quality materials, and they also added more features on the car as well. However, the GMC Acadia in this body style has been out since 2007, so it is getting slightly dated in this body style. Now the Acadia slots between its platform mates, the Buick Enclave and the Chevrolet Traverse in terms of luxury and price, but it's still considerably well equipped and seriously spacious. Now as far as styling goes on the vehicle, I think it's better looking than the Traverse and the Enclave. I just think it looks much more sharp than the Enclave. For my personal taste, the Enclave is too bubblish. This one is a little bit more sharp and blocky, and I kind of like that about the Acadia. But those LED daytime running lights do give the Acadia a much more premium presence, and I love the nice rectangular GMC grille. Now essentially we have the base trim, and it's called the SLE1, and it comes pretty well equipped with a standard rear view camera, standard Bluetooth streaming audio, as well as a touchscreen radio. Now since we have the base trim, here's the key fob design for the vehicle. Now I do expect a lot more, especially nowadays. This looks like it came straight out of the early 2000s on one of their GM's vehicles out of the early 2000s. But I do expect a switchblade key, especially nowadays, even for base trim models. But of course, if you go to the higher end trims on the Acadia, you definitely get a nicer key. But you do have your unlock, your lock, and then your panic button. And then this is what you put into the ignition right here. So very basic looking. Now it's a quicksilver metallic exterior with chrome door handles. Smart key access is available on the Acadia. It does have a black cloth interior. Manual driver's seat adjustments. Now, stepping on into the interior, I noticed that the step-in height is a little high compared to some other vehicles, other crossovers. It is a little high for my taste. But the whole interior design looks decently premium here. And when they updated it in 2013, they gave it a much more premium look with this nice stitching that goes around the whole dashboard. Just looks much more high quality than what it used to be before 2013. Now you do have a full leather-wrapped steering wheel, even for this base trim Acadia. Coming to your transmission, you have a 6-speed automatic. Pretty standard stuff here. Manual shiftability too, but don't expect to find paddle shifters. Putting the vehicle into reverse displays your rear view camera, of course. And you do have guidance lines and trajectory. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights. And the hazards too. Automatic driver's side window. And let's go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Now essentially, there's many safety technologies you can get on the Acadia. Safety technologies such as blind spot monitoring and lane departure warning. They do have these pretty nice looking, handsome 18-inch aluminum wheels. Looks pretty good for the base model. Halogen projector beam headlights and LED daytime running lights do come standard. Pretty bold looking front end, pretty stylish as well. Now essentially, every 2015 GMC Acadia is powered by a 3.6 liter V6. In the top Denali trim, it produces 288 horses and 270 pound-feet of torque. While in the SLE, like how we have here, and the SLT trims, it produces 281 horses and 266 pound-feet of torque. Now the 6-speed automatic comes standard, and front-wheel drive is standard as well. All-wheel drive is optional on the Acadia. Expect EPA estimates of 16 in the city and 23 on the highway. Now trims of the GMC Acadia start at the SLE1 trim like how we have here, and that starts at $33,975. And then you have the SLE2, which starts at $36,305. And then the SLT1, which starts at $40,570. The SLT2, which starts at $41,845. And then the top of the line Denali, which starts at $47,440. Now competitors of the Acadia are its platform mates, the Chevrolet Traverse and the Buick Enclave. But I feel like the main direct competitor of the Acadia is the Ford Explorer, but there also is some other competitors like the Toyota Highlander, Honda Pilot, and maybe the Kia Sorento. As well as the Dodge Durango. Overall, it's pretty handsome looking. Now, like I said, EPA estimates are 16 in the city and 23 on the highway. Total vehicle price for this particular one is $37,475. You have a roof rack at the top too. Coming to the rear, you have full LED tail lamps. Gives the Acadia a much more premium presence. Rear parking sensors too. This one also does have all-wheel drive. You also do have a rear window wiper with a rear window defroster as well. And an LED third brake light at the top. Power windows, your power mirrors, power door locks of course. Armrest is also nice and soft to the touch, and it's soft to the touch on the mid door panel and the upper door panel too. And let's go ahead and rev it up. Nice. Now, build quality and materials, like I said, when this car wasn't updated before the 2013 model year, it was pretty mediocre for the class in terms of its build quality and materials. However, when they updated it, like I said, it was vastly improved. You have nice soft touch materials up here on the upper door panel, nice and stitched too, up here on the dashboard as well. Everything almost is pretty nice and soft to the touch, and in the most important places as well. And build quality, I don't find that many panel gaps. Overall build quality is pretty excellent too. Now, coming to the steering wheel design, I personally think the steering wheel design is getting a little dated. You have your cruise control buttons over here. Over here you have your steering wheel mounted audio controls and your Bluetooth phone controls. And you also do have a manual tilt and telescopic steering wheel as well. Now, coming to the gauges, I love the gauges in the Acadia. I love the red needles and then the white font around them. It gives it very good contrast here. And then the red needles also matches the interior color, like the lighting around the touchscreen radio. And then also over here, this lights up at night too, and it's red. So overall, it looks pretty good in my opinion. Coming to your center stack controls, I don't really think it could get any more simpler than this. You have your AC controls right here, your fan speeds, your temperatures, and your zones, and then your rear window defroster button, your recycling, and then your rear too. Coming down here, you have your tow and haul mode, your traction off button, and then your rear wiper button. Coming down here, you have your power outlet, a USB port, and a little storage cubby right there. Coming down here, you have your cup holders, of course, and then right here, you'll find more storage, a little storage cubby right there, and then maybe some coins could fit in there too. Coming right here, you have your center console lid. Feels very solid, nice and stitched, very high quality too. And it slides forward and out. And then coming right here, this also opens up another storage cubby right there. Coming up here, of course, you have OnStar, auto dimming rearview mirror too, interior illumination lighting. Headliner is also pretty high quality too. Now, as far as the way the Acadia drives, it delivers a nice balance between secure handling and a comfortable ride. Even so, you're always aware that this is a large, heavy vehicle, and it feels a little more cumbersome in the parking lot and in around turns than other three-row crossovers. Now, as far as visibility goes in the Acadia, most three-row SUVs have pretty extremely limited rearward visibility, and the Acadia is no exception. As such, the standard rear view camera is a huge help in the Acadia, and there's a generous amount of glass area in the front, and the outward visibility isn't that bad, but it's really the rearward visibility that's probably going to be a pain. But like I said, a standard rear view camera definitely does help a lot. Now, our base SLE trim doesn't have it, but there is one innovative feature that the Acadia does offer, and that's the front center airbag that inflates between the driver and the right front passenger for additional protection in a side impact collision. Pretty innovative feature there. Now, front occupants in the Acadia will definitely enjoy abundant headroom and legroom as well. And then coming to the seats are also pretty comfortable, great for long road trips. However, there's not a whole lot of support, but I have to say, it does offer a lot of thigh support. It's actually very comfortable. I could take this car on a long road trip and be very comfortable driving it. Now let's get to the touchscreen radio. Like I said, this is standard right here. The touchscreen has pretty crisp and clear displays here, and the responsiveness is also pretty good too. But basically, you can go to your home button. You have your AM, FM, XM satellite radio, your optical disc drivers right here, and then you have your aux input right there. And you have Bluetooth streaming audio on this bad boy too. And then you can customize your home page and then restore the home page defaults and then sort it out too. And then you can favorite your radio station, what radio station you want, your presets. Sound system isn't too bad in this car as well. You have your picture viewer, your USB. Then you have your digital clock, and then your exterior temperature readout is also right there. But overall, the touchscreen is a pretty decent touchscreen. It's very responsive. I think that's the best part about it. And that little center screen right there is basically going to show you some vehicle information. And if you want to access that, we'll have to click on these buttons right here. But basically, it'll show you your metric units, your front tires, your rear tires, tire pressure monitoring, and then your remaining oil life. However, I would love to see a TFT display or some screen that looks more up to date than this outdated one. And then you have your fuel range too, your average fuel economy data as well. But it works pretty well. It gets the job done, you know. So overall, it's a very high quality design here with a excellent touchscreen radio and comfortable front seating as well. Let's go ahead and shut down the Acadia. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the SUV, including the cargo capacity as well as the rear seat passenger space. Now, coming to the Acadia's cargo capacity, and if this is a top priority for you, the Acadia definitely won't disappoint in this area right here. And it's definitely a leader in the class in terms of its room and its cargo capacity. These rear seats also do fold down for maximum cargo space. You also do have a power outlet back here too. But overall, there's enough room for your kids' items. Now, build quality and materials do follow through in the rear. Still nice and soft to the touch on the armrest, mid-door panel, and the upper door panel too, and nice and stitched as well. So they didn't skimp out in terms of its materials and its build quality. Now, sitting back here, I do have one complaint, and it's the thigh support. The thigh support is nowhere near as good as the front one, the front seats, and the seats are decently cushioned. However, I would like to see a little bit more cushion to them. They're slightly firm. But you do have a armrest with cup holders and a little storage cubby, center storage right here. And then coming right here, you have your AC controls for the rear. and then your interior illumination lighting back here. Now, as far as legroom goes, I can't complain about legroom, and that's very important. I have actually the driver's seat all the way back, and this is where my driving position would be at. I'm about 5'11", and I still have a decent amount of legroom, so I'm very comfortable in that regard. Now, you also do have dual map pockets back here, too. Alrighty. Now, to get into the rear, just pull this right here, and then slide the seat forward. Easy as that. Now, if you're definitely looking for the most room out of a 3-row crossover large SUV, you're definitely going to want to get an Acadia, Traverse, or Enclave. Sitting back here in the 3rd row is actually not too shabby, and it's actually better than a full-size traditional SUV. And usually, if you watch my videos, you know that in 3-row crossover SUVs that I'm usually really cramped in the 3rd row, but that is not the case here. This is actually decently sized. And also, the seats are actually not too shabby as well, and they have an okay amount of support for the 3rd row, as well as thigh support too. And there's actually leg room to spare back here. That's how you know it's roomy. And then you also do have a cup holder right here, and then a little storage cubby right here. So overall, if room is a top priority in a 3 large crossover SUV for you, the Acadia definitely won't disappoint in that regard. Alrighty. It's also very easy to get out of the 3rd row. Just pull this and then slide it forward, and it's easy as that. Very easy access, ease of ingress into the 3rd row in the Acadia. Full manual passenger seat. Your glove box compartment, nice and damp too. Pretty high quality. Alrighty. So with a big cargo hold, a comfortable ride, and generous standard features, the 3-row 2015 GMC Acadia meets the need of crossover SUV shoppers. It's one of my top picks. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.